It's hard. It's really hard to get into some of these newer games because they're so short. I mean, I kind of am a nostalgia gamer. I like the longer games. Hell, I would go back and play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You want to know why? Because when you beat it, guess what? You got to do the whole fucking castle that's upside down. Plus, you got to go all the way through Richter. I mean, what? These games are spoon-fed for today's generation. They really spoon-feed you this crap. They make it so easy, and, fucking, I gotta do this and figure this out. No! Whatever happened to trying to figure it out on your own, and it was like, I have to duck for the red orb for the door to open. You know, it's spoon-fed to you. I don't like shit that's spoon-fed to me. I would much rather try to figure it out or try to do things differently than just say have it spoon-fed. Now, there's a difference between spoon-feeding and tutorials. But when they start going to the realm of just making it like, okay, you've made it so obvious, I have to do this. Is it just because are we getting stupider as a society? Don't answer that question. It's redundant. And
Idiocracy is your answer to that question.
Yes, idiocracy is exactly. It just feels it's not natural anymore. I mean, nobody was, fuck this, I can't play this game. I'm going to go on the internet and find cheat codes and find hints to it. Well, what fun is that? That's not fun at all. It's, I don't know what else I can say to it. It's just, cell phone, damn it. But it's, one of those things that just, it irritates me. And sure, I could sit in the past and people could say, Evilpoptart, you're stuck in the past. You're not looking towards the future. Well, I'll tell you right now, the future isn't looking too bright. The future looks kind of sad. It really does. There's no... I mean,
we're going to flare our arms around and, touch screens and work on gamepads. Nintendo's always kind of been a gimmicky console whenever you look at their accessories that they came out on past consoles. But the accessories never really, I guess, there's usually only like a game or two for it, but then they come up with a console like the Wii where the entire thing is the Wii remote, and it's like, oh, hey, now you can exercise with your console, and, you can play Super Smash Bros. Brawl with your Wii remote sideways, and no one ever does that because everyone plays Super Smash Bros. Brawl with either a GameCube controller or the classical controller.
Let's exercise. Let's put out an exercise thing for the Wii. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go out and buy a Wii for. I'm going to go out to buy a Wii so I can buy Wii Fit so I can exercise in my living room. Yeah, I need to spend $200 for this workout machine when I could have went to a gym and spent a gym membership and had fucking better results. Point in being is, it's not there anymore. I mean, there's just no invite to go to it. It's personally, if you really want my personal opinion on this, we need to get rid of some of the old fogies here. I mean, personally, Iwata and Miyamoto have been in power for too long. They're old-fashioned. Granted, I'm old-fashioned too, but their ideas are outdated. They're not keeping up with current-gen systems. Nobody wants to buy a Nintendo. We want the next best thing. We want the PlayStation 4. We want the Xbox One. We want Infinity. We want Destiny out on PS4 and the Xbox. We want, what the hell else is there exclusives? We want, Watch Dogs. Hell, we want fucking Watch Dogs. Everybody's looking at that, looking at how the gameplay is at that, which I think it will look pretty decent. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 is coming out. That looks fucking fantastic. No reviews are out. It's not out yet, but there's some critical reviews on it. But we're moving forward in technology. Why are we still stuck with fucking Mario and Luigi and Nintendo?
I don't think the problem actually is Mario, it's the saturation of Mario. But just to bring a conclusion to this, I introduced this topic saying, Nintendo, make a phone, just because that would be a huge move for them, even though I kind of agree with you, they probably won't ever actually do that. But I wanted to ask both of you a simple question. What big move do you think Nintendo could do that would bring them out of this slump? I don't think making a new console would help them all too much, but that would be a big move. What do you think?
With their money problems right now, I don't see them coming out with a new console, but I personally feel they need a new next-gen console. They need something that's easy to program for, that third-party developers are going to go to, that's not fucking Mario or everything else we've discussed. They need to come out with something that's going to work for third-party. They need to broaden their horizon. Yes, you can still have your classic games such as your Marios and your Zeldas and your people that want that. That's fine. Keep that in its own little section. But holy crap, give us some other incentive to buy your console other than that. Oh, but it's got Mario games. Yeah, what else does it got? Netflix. We need more quality games that are transferring over between consoles. I want a fucking Watch Dogs on Nintendo. If I wanted that, that would so happen. I mean, they're missing out on so many of these great IP titles because they're Nintendo. They need to broaden their horizon. They're going to need a console without some fucking stupid gimmick with it. That's just a console. We just want a console. That's all we need it for. Better yet, make a multimedia console. Go with the route of PS4 and Xbox One's going. Have it where you can play your Blu-rays and your DVDs. And do other things with it, where it can stream your Netflix, where it can stream the internet, where it can do certain things with it. Broaden their horizon. They're stuck in this rut. They've been stuck in this rut for years. And that's partly why Miyamoto and fucking Shigeru need to just go. They need to retire, let somebody else step up with some of these newer ideas and take the company in a slightly different direction. It happens with Microsoft. If anybody's recently been in tech news, we've got a new CEO for Microsoft. Steve Ballmer is out. He was a prick. We got now, I forgot her name, but she's in there now, and it's a woman. And there's a lot of pressure on her to put change on things. Getting slightly off topic, the board of directors is pushing her to shut down the whole Xbox division, which is absolutely hilarious. But
with Windows 8?
Don't start me on that. I had a Windows 8 issue today, but different video. Anyway, they need to go into a different direction. They need to start getting with the times here. In order to be competitive, they need to do what the competitor is doing. And thus, hey, that's why Xbone 1 and the PS4 are having pretty much an epic battle right now again, considering Microsoft fixed all the shit with it, and everybody was out buying a PS4. I mean, they need to do something, otherwise they are going to fail.
So, Higsby, what big move do you think Nintendo should make to revitalize them?
I honestly just don't know what they should do. Is like I've said it already. It's just like their games just feel really, 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 really repetitive. Like people say, they need to make new IPs, but will that really help? Like,
not by Nintendo themselves. I guess a moderate move Nintendo could make would be to purchase some companies to work on new IPs for them.
Like maybe
they don't have the money
to move away from being so child friendly. And maybe step outside the box, and I'm going to say make something for more mature audiences. That doesn't mean the game has to be rated M, but I don't have any problem with, happy, cute things, obviously. But at the same time, I think that Mario is too cute and happy. I'm so sick of the same typical, here's the happy grassland, and there's the happy desert, and here's the happy final boss battle. It's just like, no. Please do something a little bit more.
Last couple of Mario games have followed the exact same pattern, haven't they? It's like, first it's grassland, then it's desert land, then it's waterland, then it's jungle land, then it's Snowland, then it's Rockland, then it's Cloudland,
it's
then
not
it's
even
the
like
final
necessarily
world.
The order that bothers me. Sometimes they switch it up and Water World is World 4 instead of World 3. It's just the atmosphere in Mario games. It's just always so. Again, I don't have a problem with happy things, and that's how it's going to come across. But I think they need to introduce some new themes to Mario, like old abandoned factory world. Like, factory levels are the best levels. Look at Donkey Kong Country. The factory levels are the best levels. Mario needs abandoned factory level, apocalyptic city level, like all these things. Like, what happens? Like this. That's the problem. Mario games are just. There's never anything truly bad in them. Bowser's not a bad guy. He's pathetic.
He's just misunderstood.
Like, look at the RPGs. Like, freaking Shadow Queen about to destroy the whole friggin' world. That's pretty freaking epic. And then all you have is like a million Mario platformers where Bowser kidnaps Peach, Mario gets her back at World 8 the end. Like, no more of that crap, please.
And it's funny, Super Mario 3D World, oh, they mixed it up. You can now play as Princess Peach.
like I saved these 8 things. I didn't really give a crap about their world in the first place. Whoa. Like, I don't know.
I mean, a grittier Mario would be kind of nice. I mean, everybody was calling for a grittier Zelda.
We just make Mario Land 6,
and then we get Twilight Princess.
Yes.
Yeah, grittier Zelda. Then we got Twilight Princess, and a lot of people argue that Twilight Princess is the best Zelda game. So,
well, I mean, it was dark and gritty. It was something different. It wasn't the It was something like, holy shit, I'm going to die kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, but it was refreshing for me. Well, the gameplay is really nice, and it was a darker side of Zelda. I mean, is there really a darker side to Mario?
No. Well, that's what I mean.
I mean, hell, I watch all the Mario flashes where, you squish a Goomba and they explode into a pile of guts and blood, and then there's flying Yoshis coming in and their heads are taken off.
I don't think it needs to get that bad. But some more serious stories like the RPGs would be really cool. A platforming game with something like that? That would be awesome. But no, the platform games are always save Princess Peach. Again, as I was saying earlier, Sunshine is the closest you really get to like a cool Mario story in a platforming game. Because, I mean, you get there, Mario's put in jail because they think he's the bad guy. And there's this little sense of mystery. Oh, who is the mystery Mario guy who's going around and stuff? And then, the final boss is kind of lame. But, I mean, still... I mean, the final level, but, I mean, there's still this, it's more than just, you have to collect stars because some reason, and then beat Bowser. They need to stop the just, go beat Bowser. There needs to be more to Mario games than that. I think, again, that was one of the fundamental problems I said earlier. Mario games, the only reason you would ever want to play them is for the gameplay. Because there's nothing else that they really offer. Maybe... I mean, I don't think, but if there was that little bit of story to at least keep you through, even if the gameplay is kind of the same, at least it would be, there'd be that story to make things a bit more interesting. I think. That's how I look at it.
One thing I like about Sunshine is that Baby Bowser is like, Peach, you're my mama, and it just puts up a lot of questions. In the sense, Sunshine's the darkest Mario game for that fact.
Sunshine's great.
Okay. One last thing to wrap things up. To speak in Nintendo's favor, they definitely have, I guess you could call a fan base, a group of people who will just buy everything. Heck, I can even count myself as someone in that category. I'll just kind of buy Nintendo because I'm pretty dedicated to their brand. And they've got that dedicated core fan base. I personally think another thing Nintendo would do, and this wouldn't even be a lot of risk, but do something that makes these fans, I guess, reach out and be like, oh, hey, friend, or oh, hey, mom, or oh, hey, someone else. Look what I can do because I have this Nintendo console. And I guess they try to do that with the Wii, with the exercise and stuff like that, but something different. Like, oh, hey, I have a Nintendo console, and, I don't know. Gosh darn it. I don't like the Wii.
I don't either.
I just kind of realized for myself, yes, the dedicated fan base bought the Wii, and the whole point of the Wii is, oh, hey, you can go Wii bowling, so you show your friends and family, and now they buy a Wii so they can go Wii bowling. My parents bought a Wii, and the only thing they ever do with it is do Wii bowling and Wii fitness.
Do you know who had fun with Super Mario 3D World? I was like, my mom was bored on the weekend. I'm like, hey, Mom, you love Mario 64. You should play Mario 3D World. And she played through the first 4 worlds in one sitting. I was like, yeah, you go. But I guess just not my game.
The Wii U, I mean, they botched the marketing on that really bad, and that's kind of old news already. People go, Wii U? Huh? Isn't that just another Wii?
Okay, well,
Well, that was the whole gimmick when that started. Hey, look, let's go. I want a Wii U. Oh, so they go out and bought a Wii. Oh, but you said you wanted a Wii. No, I said I wanted a Wii U.
Are we really going to get into this discussion? This is opening a whole other can of worms. 3DS and Wii U. Everyone thought the Wii U was just a new controller for the Wii, and people did not understand for the longest time that the 3DS actually played new games that the DS couldn't play, and they just thought it was an older DS with 3D features. So, I mean, obviously, whoever is in Nintendo's marketing and naming department is the same person who named the enemies in Super Paper Mario, and they should have been fired many times by now.
Wow, you nailed it on the head, Higsby. Either way, I think at this point, Nintendo they need to start treading some dangerous waters. And yes, those are dangerous waters, but they kind of need to, because otherwise they'll sink.
I.e., they're sinking now. And I don't know how they're. I mean, if we're taking pay cuts here from all the way from the top just to keep this floating.
Actually, it's customary in Japan for the higher ups to take a pay cut when a company is doing bad to show that okay, we're like, this is a bad thing. We're really sorry, and we're going to try to improve it. That's just Japan culture. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're really, really strapped for cash. So I mean,
they do that to keep the investors happy.
I'm sure they have a million life rafts full of cash that they made from the Wii still floating around out there. So I don't think they're in danger yet, but they need to get their act together for sure.
For sure. Yeah, Japanese culture, it's more customary for CEOs to actually take pay cuts, not, take a bonus and then
in
just
North America,
leave the company.
My profits are going down. I think I'll give myself a raise. But not in Japan.
I think I'll give myself a raise and then fire a whole bunch of people. Either way, I think this has gone on long enough. Go ahead and comment what you think down below. If we're just full of hot air, and obviously we can't read sales reports because Nintendo's all happy, frolic, sunshine, and lollipops. Maybe we're seeing a different world than what you are, guys, and I would like to know. So, I'm hopeful. Nintendo's just one of those companies that has in the past been in trouble and didn't easily die. So, we'll see what comes out of this. Of course, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'm going to stick with them till the end, so. Anyway, I believe that concludes the discussion, unless I'm last chance to jump in. Nope. Evilpoptart?
I got nothing. I said everything I want to say, and I'm probably going to catch enough flack for it anyway. But you know what? I don't care.
This is the most I have ever bashed Nintendo, and I have to say, I was a pure Nintendo fanboy since I started with the NES. I bought a Super Nintendo, never even thought to get a Sega. I got a 64, I got a GameCube, and I was just like, okay, Nintendo can do no wrong. I got a Wii, and then for the first year or two, I was like, yeah, the Wii's great. And then I was kind of like, not such a big fan of the Wii anymore. And then this was the first time ever that I had bought another current-gen console before Nintendo's next-gen console came out. So what I mean by that was, like, when I got a GameCube, I bought a PlayStation 1. When I got a Wii, I bought a PlayStation 2. But I never had, like, a GameCube and a PlayStation 2 at the same time while they were both current-gen. But with the Wii, I was like, this just isn't delivering as much as I want it to. So that was the very first time I ever broke out and bought another next-gen console while Nintendo still, another current-gen console while Nintendo's was still, the big thing. So I had a PS3 and a Wii at the same time, and I've played my PS3 way more, I have to admit. So, and then ever since then, I've kind of been like, I'm not the biggest Nintendo fanboy anymore like I used to be. Because they're just not as great as they were back in the days of the GameCube in my mind. So that's kind of what happened to me, and I don't want to drag this more on anymore. So yeah, that's kind of what happened to me.
Oh yeah, I could jump off that point, but I think it's just better if I conclude things. So
I could too. So instead, we'll just end it. Rabble, 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 rabble.
Rabble, 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 rabble. Rabble. Milesluigi.
Rabble, 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 Evilpoptart, rabble, rabble, damn it.
Higsby, we're waiting for you to say goodbye.
Goodbye.